Let's talk about the domain and range when we're looking for the inverse of a quadratic. So let's do an example. It's similar to the one we've already done, but let's do the example of f of x is equal to 2 bracket x minus 3 squared plus 4. By looking at this, we can see, just knowing our transformation from unit 1, what picture we're looking for. This is positive, so it's going up. This tells me I've gone right 3, and this tells me I've gone up 4. So I know where my vertex is going to be, and I know I'm going up. That means I automatically know that my domain, as it is for every quadratic, is x is any real number. I know my range is y is any real number such that y is greater than or equal to, because I'm going up, 4. When I go to find my inverse, well, you got to do some algebra, or maybe you do the graph, and then you do some points. It doesn't matter. You can still figure out your domain and range as long as I know this. They're the flip. My domain is now going to have the restriction, so x is any real number such that x is greater than or equal to 4. And my range for my y is now going to be unrestricted. So they just switch. I can see that in my image. So I just use Desmos. Here's my picture. And there they are. The red line is my original function. My blue-green line is my inverse. Note that it is not a function. I'm still using that notation, but it's not a function because it's the plus square root and it's the minus square root. Plus 3 means I've moved up. Minus 4 means I've come to the left. So there's my new vertex, and it's opening to the side. Same idea if I were to use, say, a negative one. Sure, let's do a negative one. So this time, let's say example 2. Let's do f of x is equal to negative 3 bracket x plus 5 squared minus 2. Again, I can use my transformations and know what I'm looking for. The negative means I'm going down. The plus means I've gone to the left 5. And the minus means I've gone down 2. So now I can figure out my domain and range of just my function. The domain, as it is for every quadratic, is x is any real number. The range is y is any real number. Now we got to think about our restrictions. Because I'm going down, y is going to be less than or equal. Look at what you have for your outside value, negative 2. When I go to think about that for my inverse, my new domain is going to have the restriction. So my domain is going to be x is any real number such that x is now less than or equal to negative 2. And my range is just going to be y is any real number. Again, it is not a function. You have to restrict your original domain, which we're not going to be doing. If I want to see that through Desmos, so I've already got it plotted, and there it is. There's my original functions going down with a maximum value of negative 2, which I see here. My inverse, which is not a function, is this curve. So I know that x is less than or equal to negative 2.